All right, this next guy is can be seen with the High Note Humor Comedy Troupe in South Jersey. He is my kryptonite again because he's got two first names. Give it up for Neill Carroll.
Thank you. Guys, keep it going for Mark. He seems to enjoy it. Keep it going. You deserve that. Guys, I'm happy to be here. I got married pretty recently. Very excited about that. It's been thank you. Talk to that. It's been good. Best part about being married, I get to call her my wife. Because before that, I always had to call her my future wife. I would say that because I don't like using the word fiance. I don't speak French. I speak freedom! Yeah! No, it's been good. We've been together for a while, long enough that I already found myself doing things I wouldn't have done when I was single, even before we were married. Like last year, I found myself at an all-girls middle school because my wife, again, future wife at that time, had a 12-year-old cousin who was in a play there, and she insisted we go. When we got there, I used the bathroom, I came out, I couldn't find her, so I waited. And one of the moms starts making conversation with me. She's like, "Oh, are you here to see your daughter?" And I was like, "What? No." And she goes, "Oh, your niece?" I was like, "Oh, no. No, I'm not actually related to any of the girls in the play. At least not yet. You see, I'm just here to find my future wife." I don't know if anyone else here has ever had to prove that they're not a pedophile before. Surprisingly difficult. I had to explain it multiple times to multiple people. There was the mom at that school, the teachers at that school, the cops who showed up at that 7-Eleven that other time. Now we're married, I still find myself like going to school. We were up in Canada not too long ago, which is where my wife is from, and she has a cousin who plays football for his high school there. We went to a game. I know most of you have probably been to high school football games in Canada, but I'm going to describe it for you anyway. There are some weird things about it. We had seats right in the middle of the field. That's right, the 55-yard line. All the announcements were in French, and between both teams there was a grand total of one black kid. Pretty sure not only was he the only black kid playing for the team, I'm pretty sure he was the only black kid at that school. That's not the weirdest part, though. The weirdest part was the team name, which was, I kid you not, Cactus. There are a few things wrong with this. First of all, I'm pretty sure it's cacti. You have to pluralize it. It's not the Chicago Bear. You can't do that. Secondly, I'm pretty sure cacti are not native to Canada. And even if they were, that's just a terrible team name, Like, team names are supposed to be animals that are threatening, that attack you for no reason, Eagles, lions, Texans, You ever see a cactus? It literally just looks like a guy surrendering. That's all it is. And they don't move. They don't attack you. I guarantee that everyone in this room at one point in their life has walked by a cactus and not realized it. You would realize it like if you were in the desert, dying of thirst, and if you managed to penetrate through the cactus's minimal layer of protection, like if you had a machete or a knife or a really thick pair of gloves or a needle that you picked off of the cactus, you would find that there's just delicious, nourishing water inside. So really, like, not only are they not threatening, they're just there to help. Which the more I talk, the more I realize that cactus is actually the perfect name for a Canadian football team. I don't know why I'm spouting off about this. I'll tell you who's not afraid of a cactus, is that one black kid I mentioned. I guarantee you he's not afraid of anything, because I can't think of a scenario where you would feel like more of a badass than being the only black kid at a Canadian private school. In fact, that's what they should have named the team. They should have named the team the only black kid at a Canadian private school. Who are we playing this week? Oh, shit. These guys aren't afraid of anything. Except Texans, possibly Texans. Now, my wife and I have been talking about having kids. I imagine when that happens, we'll have two different styles of raising them based on how we were raised. And I'm thinking we should just go with her style. Because her parents raised someone who's smart and beautiful and successful. Whereas my parents raised someone whose only accomplishment in life to this point has been marrying someone who's smart, beautiful, and successful. I love comedy, though. I love doing this stuff, man. I watch comedy all the time. I study. It's something I've noticed kind of strange. Some of my favorite comics, they make animated movies where they play bugs. You know, like follow along. Like Jerry Seinfeld was in B-Movie. Woody Allen was in Ants. I want to do this. I have it all planned out. I want to make a movie where I play a termite. A termite who nobody believes in. Until one day that termite chews through a very special piece of wood and frees Jesus from the cross. And he becomes the savior of the insects until he's killed. And even though they had nothing to do with it, for some reason everyone blames the bee, played by Jerry Seinfeld, and the ant, played by Woody Allen. Someone said to me not long ago, why don't you just quit your job and do comedy full time? I can't do that. It's not that simple. I have debts. I have $40,000 in student loan debt right now, guys. $40,000. It seems like a lot. It's actually not that bad. I realized that one night I was out to eat by myself, thinking about all this debt and how crushing it is. Suddenly the guy at the table next to me starts choking. They performed the Heimlich. It wouldn't work. So I stepped in. I grabbed a pen, grabbed a knife, performed an emergency tracheotomy on him, saved the man's life. And all of a sudden, that $40,000 seemed okay, because I can tell you guys right now that if it wasn't for my degree in film studies, there is no way I could have made up that bullshit I told you just now. That story had everything: conflict, inciting incident, character arc. That cost me $40,000, guys. You know what I get with $40,000? You know what I get with $40,000? I looked it up. A brand new Cadillac ATS. You know what I can do with a Cadillac that I can't do with my degree in film studies? Go places. That's all I want to do. I'm going to go now. Guys, keep it going again for Mark K.